What's up, YouTube land? This is Chance, and today we're gonna do a workout with me art edition. So let's get started. That's about it. That's all you get for the intro. So we're gonna spend about an hour drawing and painting these skulls. First, let me make sure that I am actually recording my screen, and I am, so that's good. Off to a great start. Alright, so we're going to begin by just being kind of loose here, looking at the reference that I have up on the screen. And we're going to go for accuracy, but we're also going to go for looseness. Now you can use whatever brush you want. I'm using this like really gritty looking thing, and the reason for that is it kind of keeps me not caring as much, especially for these first ones. These are just loose warm-ups. We don't want to take that long on them. Just kind of get a feel for the pencil, for the screen, kind of remember how each other are. You can kind of see a little tilt there happening there. And then the teeth are kind of pushing forward like this. Coming in here. I'm kind of more getting the direction that the teeth are going in. Alright, that one's done. We're going to start a new layer. We can actually toss this one, I don't know, up and over here, just to have for later to view, to look. Alright, we're going to keep going. Again, not being too precious with it, but trying to be as accurate as possible in these beginning stages. Let's see, and then where is this going? And I find that doing skulls is really good for practicing a whole bunch of different things, like lighting, form. It's really good for form because the skull just has so many things that wrap around on each other. Silhouette, gosh, you name it, skulls can freaking help you. And that's why I try to do studies of them as much as possible. This part to come up just a little bit. We also got forms that are happening inside the skull as well, not just ones that you immediately see on the surface. Alright, we're done with this, bro. We're getting warmed up, feeling pretty good. We're gonna do all four, and then we'll try and paint one or two of them. Or more, if I can somehow manage to get more out in an hour. But constantly tell yourself, especially in this warm-up phase, let's not be precious with it. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. Just try and put exactly what you see down and don't hover on it. The more you do it, the better you get at it. Like, that's really all it is. Notice how I'm also staying zoomed out. We don't want to get in there and start putting in details. That's not what this beginning stage is. Again, it's all about getting loose. If you want to, even before this video, stand up and shake your body a little bit. Alright, so this dude has definitely seen better days. But that's alright. We're just getting them down. Not even erasing, I'm just going back over, trying to get the forms. All right. Done with him. Watch, I automatically give pronouns for these things, and I'm actually drawing from like a female skull or something. Alright, so this one's going to be kind of difficult, I think, because I'm not used to doing skulls from behind, so my visual vocabulary or dictionary or whatever you want to call it might be a little weaker here. We're going to find out. Again, you don't necessarily want to draw from that. You want to kind of draw the shapes that you see immediately. Around this way, coming up. Let's see, a little bit more down. There you go. Have this part coming in like that. And then you got the teeth happening here. It's definitely a little bit lower because we're kind of on top of it. Up behind. All right. I think that's pretty good. All right, so here's our warm-ups. We've spent about, let's see, almost 10 minutes, roughly, on them, which is good. So now we're gonna go ahead and hide that layer, open up a new one, and let's see, let's grab one of my favorite brushes out of here, which is the Gouache A Go-Go. I actually was doing a schoolism course. I think it was the texture course. It got me hooked on that. So I'm gonna try and get close to the colors on here. We'll see if that happens or not. Let's go ahead and start with the top right one. He was my favorite one, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna immediately go in and block out the shape that I see. Not worrying about any details. It's very similar, I guess, to putting in flats on a drawing. All right. Something over here. I'm going to grab the white to kind of push this back. And I'm going to have this come up and then back. All right. Now let's see. Let's go dark. The difference between like this and flatting is usually people like make like a clipping mask or something. We're just going to go straight on top. Starting with a big-ish kind of brush. Let's see. Kind of comes to the edge, but it doesn't really, so we're gonna just back it up just slightly. I was actually working earlier today, so my arm is kind of twitching. I haven't properly rested it. That's all right. I'll do it after this. So we're gonna get some, and we're gonna go a little greener. Kind of looks a little green on my screen. So that's what we're gonna do. Pop this out just a little more underneath there. Grab this color again. Kind of just gonna make like a little indication line. All right, we're gonna get some lighter colors. Again, I'm pushing it more toward the yellow and greens. Again, make sure you are looking at your reference. You want to be drawing what you're seeing as best as you can. Always making adjustments. Your first little bit is not going to be accurate whatsoever. Or it can be It can get really accurate, but you still need to make sure, double check what you're doing, and kind of just get in that habit. Constantly checking your reference. Just drop it down just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna go more towards the greens. The great thing I've found about these texture brushes, or brushes that have texture, is that it can really show the direction of your brush strokes, giving a lot of indication on the form of the object. Over here. Bring some. You start getting to this point, you're going to be really tempted to start hitting more details. Let's get a little bit away from that yellow. It's a little bit too much. You're going to be really tempted to start getting into details. Don't do it. It's a trap. Keep worrying about the bigger shapes. You could actually probably push this more towards the cool tones right in here. Now I really should be working on a black background. So let's go ahead and correct this. So we'll grab this. All right, so that's closer to what we're looking at. So we're gonna come back in here. All these white correction areas, we're just gonna go back in. Remember, just because you put them there doesn't mean they're right. So look at the reference. Possible what you're staring at. Let's get this guy going in here. We're gonna go a little darker. I'm gonna make it a little more saturated than where I was. Let's see, I'm gonna try and get this right in here. Color. Let's try and get this area right in here. And again, doing studies like this are really good for any level. I've done lots of these and I still find myself struggling through because every skull is different. And it's good just to kind of brush up and keep your eyes sharp. Let's see. So this is more or less kind of overlapping this part right in here. And this is going back in. So it's kind of in more of a shadow than what I kind of have right now. Let's go back and get this color. And let's try and edge this part out now. So you can even come in here and use your lasso tool. Parts that you don't want to affect. Come in here like this with the brush. Back around. This needs to be a bit darker. Take a step back, zoom out, and reevaluate. Getting the major forms. And you'll naturally do that while, especially digital painting and stuff like that, you will naturally start to creep in towards the object. Just kind of try to be cognizant of it. And when you realize you're doing it, just dial it back. Give a little indication of that. I used to know the names of all these structures. Now I couldn't tell you to save my life. It is good to know them, at least initially, because then you can kind of be aware of their existence. But after a bit, there's really no point, unless you're like going to be a doctor or something. Then obviously, you might need some knowledge on that. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and get some indications of these teeth. We've avoided them long enough. Try and avoid hitting Control Z. I just did by habit, but haven't really done much of that this session. If you notice something wrong, just draw over it. Also, an important thing that maybe some of you might have struggles with is when things start to look good or look more accurate to what you're painting, let yourself be proud of it. Let yourself be happy. Like this moment right here, when I just shaded that in, and it looks a bit more like that shape and form and stuff like that. Felt good. And don't be worried if you lose it, because if you got it once, you can get it again. So like say if you go in and like all of a sudden the likeness starts to disappear, that's all right. You can get it back. It's not an accident that you got it. Just kind of let yourself drift. Be aware of what you're doing, but allow this to become some kind of potentially meditative kind of thing, where you just allow yourself to just focus on this. We all need something like that right about now anyways. more of that greenish yellow color and kind of paint it in on the forehead. So the part underneath, like the nasal cavity area, does come out forward, and having reference like this, you can definitely see it from multiple angles. You can definitely see and understand the forms a lot better. So if you can find reference that has that, definitely grab some and use that for this. Because looking at this, it's like this area right in here, it's like, what's exactly happening? I can quickly look up and be like, oh, okay, so that part of the mouth is coming forward. So that can help me make decisions about how to paint it. Alright, I'm gonna come over this with a little bit darker tones. I'm gonna come back in and try to over it with lighter values. Guess I can finish my thought, huh? I'm talking, but when you do this, I definitely recommend focusing and not really talking to anybody. Let this be you time. That to go more into the nasal cavity. All right. Let's see, what else can we do? Let's try and get a little bit of finer details in here. So we kind of have this piece right here that kind of juts right in front of this, and it kind of makes like a triangle shape. So let's see if we can get that. And it's kind of sticking out just somewhere there. This can be pushed back in value a lot more as well. Now my dog is in here licking. He's like, I want to paint. Again, you can zoom out and kind of see, and then you can also, if you're working digitally, you can flip the canvas if you're not working digitally, and actually, I forgot my shortcut. For whatever reason, did not stay. But we're going to flip it horizontally, and we can keep going from here. If you're working traditionally, you can take a mirror, or you can take your piece and go to a mirror and see what it looks like. I'm just going to tone down some of these values. I went in real quick with the lighter tones, and I should have started with a mid-tone, but that happened because I was working on a white canvas, whereas my reference image was on a dark background. Definitely tone this back to right in here. This can get much darker. In fact, this shape right here, I'll even use part of the background to help push it back. I wouldn't necessarily recommend black to help you with that, but it is on like a black surface, so it would bounce up onto it. And I can go much darker. These, let's see what happens when I do that. How can I get this form to just come out a little bit more? I'm going to angle it ever so slightly. Coming in there and adding some light texturing to kind of inference what's happening back there. Again, I've said it once and I'll say it the rest of this time. Keep staring at your reference. Don't stop. You're going to want to, but don't. Dial these things back slightly. If we really want to, we can use this to kind of help with that. The color from the value from the nasal cavity. All right, now this has like a interesting little thing happening with it, where there's like this kind of hard edge right here, and then it does one of these, and then this skull also has like this hole or something happening right in there. add just a little bit of warmness to the inside here. Get this area just a little darker, so I'm just going to just kind of sweep my brush over it. Come in here and then just kind of getting in those small details. Alright, I'm looking at the overall shape. Just a little more, and then we're going to spend about 20 minutes on the next one. I tried to save. I'm not worried about saving. This is just for learning. It's not precious. If it ends up coming out pretty okay, I can share it later to social media. The main point is to learn something, not worry about outside influences affecting your mood while you're doing it or how you feel about it. So if it's not turning out right, then that's okay. It's not precious. See, and I actually just did a thing that kind of lost the likeness there. But that's alright, we're just going to bring it back really quickly. We know what happened. So let's take 1 second to kind of try and fix it up, see if we can. If not, who cares? Try and get some highlights in here, using the lasso tool to kind of help with that. All right. So that's pretty good for the first one. And again, I'm going to be moving ahead, but if you feel unsatisfied with where you're at, keep pushing. If you feel like you're not learning anymore, then stop and move on to the next one. You can revisit it if you want. But I'm pretty content with where this one is at. It could definitely be pushed a lot more. So let's go ahead and flip back the canvas, and I'm doing it the old-fashioned way because my shortcut ain't working. All right, I'll just combine those, don't really care. And then we're gonna move on to the next one. Let's see, which one should we do? You know, let's do the bottom right one, because I haven't really done much skulls like that. So let's see what happens. Again, I can crash and burn right in front of everybody, but that's all right, because we're working out together with our arts. So we're just going to go ahead and get kind of like the basic form out. Again, just looking at the major shapes. We'll actually go a little bit darker this time than we did the first go around. I find that it's easier to work with a darker kind of tone initially. And if we want, seeing as how we already have that light kind of tone there, go ahead and grab it for that. Again, right now I'm just kind of laying in some forms to kind of help me see kind of where we need to take it. This first little bit is just trying to establish something for your brain to kind of latch onto and then run with. So by all means, like, grab colors that you don't think are actually there, but it kind of looks like that they're there, and just throw them in. You might be right, and you might be wrong. That's okay. But always remember to keep looking at your reference. Scully wants a nice portrait. You gotta do them right. Box this part in with a dark color, and then we're going to try and lay in the teeth a little bit differently this go around. Alright, let's fix this in here. Again, this color is a little bit too yellow, a little too saturated. That's okay. There's this cool shape that's happening here. Into a slightly darker tone. And then it looks like it back to a light one. All right. There's a highlight happening right here. So I'm just gonna grab that, brush it on. I'm gonna steal this yellow tone and put it over here. So it looks like there might be some of that over here. Yeah, we're gonna put a little more over here. Keep it going. Let's wrap it all the way around. Notice the folds and the twists and turns that are in a skull. If you're new to doing these, it's super eye-opening just how crazy we are. The structure of the skull is just ridiculous. So we're gonna go a little darker and a little less saturated here. There's a slight orangish color. Then, because right here, because of how the eye socket wraps around, comes up, over, and it merges with this piece here. So it looks like I've got it a little bit too far down. So I'm gonna add this shape. Bring this in. All right. Hopefully we got a more accurate shape and it's looking a little closer. Again, stay back. You want to see the whole picture. Try and get the bigger shapes. It looks like we kind of have to push the cheekbone up just a little bit. We have about 10 more minutes left of this session. Around this time, you should be kind of starting to feel slightly exhausted. Not exhausted, maybe slightly mentally drained. It's a better way of wording it. And that's good. That means your brain was working. Which means you're in the process of learning something. Even if you don't feel like you are, you definitely are. You're setting yourself up for something to finally connect with you later on down the line. Or maybe it just did. You never know. A little bit bigger. I started thinking about going in for smaller details and I told myself to pull away from that thought. We don't need those right now. They are so tempting. But we good. Alright, so this shape right here is wrong. So we're just gonna carve into it. Try and fix it up the best that we can. That's all we can do anyways. Alright, let's see. So here is the cheek. So should it be more like that? Nope, I still think we need it to come out just a little bit. And if you want, you could actually draw a line so you can kind of see where you are. So I can drop this back. Let my computer catch up to where I was. So, I just Control-Z by mistake. If I didn't already touch down, I would go back. Don't do that. Don't Control-Z. Don't be like me. So it looks like I need to bring this back overall. It's starting to get dark. I didn't think about turning a light on. Let's go ahead and add in some of these teeth. See how well this brush can do and handle these. I'm actually going to come up here and get rid of this so I can see them a bit better. So we do have some that lead up. So again, they go with that forward part of the mouth. And kind of erase into it. Make it just a little closer so that my brush might pick up on what I want it to do. That are right here. Again, just adding little suggestions. Alright, got a few minutes left. I'm going to keep pushing along. See what we can get. Maybe you're one of those people that like gets worked up and wrapped up in the details and stuff like that. Maybe you should set yourself on a timer. Allow yourself to have to stop at a certain point. That way you're kind of pushing yourself to really think about what details to put in and where to put them in and how quickly, so that you don't allow your brain to hone in and focus on the details. So I'm actually going to lower the opacity a little bit on my brush. It's the first time I've done that. The skull kind of wraps in there. Let's go ahead and try and get that. There's a nice highlight right here. Right here. And you can add some small detailing if you have the time. If that's what you want to do. Now there is this dark part right in here. Let's see if I can grab it. Maybe not that dark. I just saw it. That, because it kind of wraps around, so you can kind of wrap the form in the way that you use your brush to kind of show that a little bit. And just to get that little piece right in there, it's like this nice warm dark color that I really like. Alright, let's see if we can get this shape. And then this kind of like trickles on in. So it's more like this kind of shape. And then this kind of comes in like that. Again, always looking at that reference. That's part of the game. We're actually going to come up here and maybe go a little bit blue because I'm seeing some cool color happen there, and it doesn't have to be like a super saturated blue color. Just enough to kind of hint at it. You can see a whole bunch of interesting colors happening here. Like there's, I don't know if it's because my monitor or what, but it's cool discoveries like that that you can take into your big pieces. Let's see, and we have about a minute. So let's go ahead and flip this. We'll see how well we did. See if I can turn up this brightness so y'all can see me. It got freaking nighttime really quickly. Wasn't expecting it. That's pretty good. I missed some values in here. I don't know what this dark color is actually. I didn't see that before. Another great reason to flip your canvas or zoom out. All of the above. And this actually needs to come up. So like that, there's a part of the jaw. Let's see if you can see it right in here. That does this. You can see my. So that's actually what's happening here. And it looks like the little piece is. So this actually tapers quite dramatically down and in. Even use this because it's kind of got this color kind of happening. Kind of curls up and around. There's even like a little tiny rim light happening. I don't quite have the shape correct. Yeah, looks pretty good. We can go over kind of what I did really quickly. So we have this bro right here. Then we have this bro. This one right here was definitely a warm-up. I think this actually turned out really well. It's nice and loose, and it gets the major parts really well. And then we did these guys to begin with, a little sketchies. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had some fun. I hope you learned something. I hope it was challenging. The skull is one of the best things to draw for yourself, especially, you know, to learn everything. You can learn everything using a skull. So I recommend doing this as frequently as you want, as you can, maybe once a week for the next 4 weeks. So yeah, get to drawing if you haven't started already. Peace out.